Good morning, Julia Jordan, your favorite real estate agent. I'm on my way to Ambo, and my kids ask, where is Ambo? And I said, it's next to Adacasita. Where is Adacasita? Adacasita is next to Kingwood. They're like, oh, Kingwood, I've heard about that, but I don't know where it is. So you guys know where I'm heading. Beltway, direction east, and it's rattling in the back street. Because every time I have a listing appointment, I bring my sign because I am expecting we are signing things right there. I slam my sign in the yard. I put my lockbox on the front door. I'm getting 2 keys, and we are ready to list, baby. The sellers is 2 sisters in this case, and the parents passed. So now the sisters are owners and already have done all the probate and all the stuff, and now we are ready to list. And I actually had a fixer-upper. It's a funny story. I had a fixer-upper where they were the previous owner. They sold to a wholesaler. The second the wholesaler bought it, the wholesaler put it back on the market and sold it to me, hold your breath, for $70,000 more. And I said, thank you very much, good pricing. And the sisters were like, you paid $140? We just sold it to him for $70. And I'm like, well, if you ever run into anyone having to sell something pretty, something ugly, or anywhere in between, call me first, because a wholesaler will never give you top value. It's like an auction effect. If you sell to one person, how do you expect to get top dollar? You need to be posted on the MLS, and from there it goes to I don't know how many hundred of pages, Realtor.com, Zillow, blah, blah, blah. Maximum exposure always gives you top dollar, because now all the buyers are in the market, and when the elbows are coming out, the price is coming up. It's just natural. I'm still surprised how people believe they can sell better by themselves. They cannot. Also, what does it expose you to? You open your door to strangers. Like, don't do that. Things literally happen. And second, how do you want to create an auction effect? Yes, you don't pay your agent and the other side agent, so you save like a 3 or a 6% or whatever you pay there, but you lose tens and tens and tens of thousands because you're not exposed to it. What do you think why the majority is hiring an agent? They do that because it works, not because they're lazy or because they don't know what they're doing, but you know what you're doing. It's not the case. It doesn't work like that. So, listing appointment, these sellers, these 2 sisters, they had a jaw-dropping moment, of course, when we chatted. And I said, I would have bought that place from you directly all day, every day for $80, $90, $100,000, $120, $130, and yes, $140. So talk to me next time. I'm actually happening to be a cash buyer as well. So if they want to sell directly to me for a decent price, it of course needs to make sense, right? I buy it directly from them, but they usually get more if you put it on the MLS and expose it to the whole market. Sometimes there are sellers, they're just like, make it go away. I want to sell to you directly. And I always tell them, you don't get top dollar from me. And they're like, that's all right. I just want it to be gone. I don't want my mom's messes, for example, on the MLS. The house is a hot mess. The neighbors don't need to see that. I want to sell to you directly. Fair game. Okay. But most likely these people, I will explain to them, and I personally expect that they will list it on the MLS with me, and I am simply their agent. I would make more money if I would buy it directly from them. Why? Because I would not pay what the MLS would pay. I would pay a little bit less because it needs to make sense for me. There must be money left over after buying it and fixing it up and then selling it. There is risk involved. There is expenses involved. That house that I bought from them not from them, but that was theirs before, that house actually ended up having old termite damage. When we opened up the bathroom wall to exchange the toilet, we found termite damage. Guess what? Now we have to fix the termite damage. It was old, there were no active termites, but once we find issues, of course we have to fix it. And then I sold the property. I made money, but I did not make as much money as I expected, but it was still good. Sometimes you win more than other times, so that's part of the game. So, but these people, I'm always coming from honesty and what is the best for them. I will advise them, don't sell to me, sell on the MLS, you get more. And if they decide for whatever reason they want to sell to me directly, I can close them in 4 days. If that's what they prefer, I can buy it directly. What I understood, it's a little bit dated, but it's not like deteriorated. They said the last house was in a way worse condition. So the mom had 2 homes, and they sold one. It was like 3 or 4 years ago, and they kept me in their phone. Imagine imagine that. They kept me in their phone, and I was the only and the first agent that they called, because they said, you stroke us with being honest and straightforward and not nonsensing around. I just say it how it is, and I tell people how they can make money, and I tell them what is smart, and some people believe me and other people don't. And that's okay too. You know, there will always be some people that don't trust anyone, and I don't take that personal. But those people that do trust me, chef's kiss, those are the best transactions. Like my current one now in TC Jester, the seller trusted me, said, girl, where do I sign? Do whatever you want to do. Of course, naturally, he said, I want top dollar. I'm like, well, you are one of 99% of my sellers. Everybody usually wants top dollar. I had one transaction. They were 4 days out from seeing foreclosure and having their property auctioned off, and they gave me a price. There was no negotiation. I bought it directly. I'm like, this is not top dollar. And they were aware. They were agents actually themselves, and were not able to sell it. I don't know. And they sold to me directly, and then they actually gave me the price, and it was not top dollar. This was my only transaction ever. Hey, let me flip my camera, because I'm driving through the neighborhood where I bought the house. You will see no HOA, so the front yards are like Wild West. Let me flip the camera. My house that I had was to the left. Leaf tax. We are here in Ambo. Which house was mine? This one here was mine. Look at this cutie. This one here was mine. With that carport, and we cleaned it up. So funny. And this house where we are heading, check this out, my old house. This house where we are heading is just at the end of the street. So while I fixed up this one, actually the public sewer clogged, and the whole house all of a sudden was underwater. So we had to rip off the drywall again. It was a hot mess, and I basically flipped that house twice. We had to pay extra for the contractor to do it again, but that's just part of it. And this house here is higher. It's elevated, and I'm here, so I have to let you go, okay? Make it a wonderful day. Bye, you guys.